everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I've been married to a covert narcissist for almost 20 years. I'm separated from him now, and what I do with this channel is I use my real life experiences to get information out there to people about what narcissism really is, what it looks like, what it does to you, and what it does to your family. In today's video, I'm going to continue on from a video that I made a couple of weeks ago entitled 5 Devastating Signs That You Are Married to a Narcissist. Several people asked me to do a second video with 5 additional devastating signs that you're married to a narcissist, and that's what today's video is. So the first sign that I'm going to talk about is that if you are involved with a narcissist, they will almost certainly gaslight you. So gaslighting is a form of brainwashing and manipulation. A narcissist does this to cause you to doubt yourself. It's a way for them to gain superiority over you. Narcissism is really about control, and they can't control you if you're too confident. So narcissists have to knock you down. They have to lessen your confidence. The more severely they can do this, the better. And some narcissists really will go full force with the gaslighting. So some signs of gaslighting are that you don't feel like you're yourself. You don't feel like the person that you used to be. You're more anxious. You're less confident. You're confused often. In my relationship, my ex absolutely gaslighted me. One of the ways that he gaslighted me was that he would take things, he would steal things and make me feel like I lost things. Like I really felt like I lost things all the time. Like something was wrong with me. You know, he would steal my keys. He would take money out of my wallet. He would steal remote controls, my phone, things like that. He would just move them. So I didn't know where they were. Now, I know not everybody knows me, but if you know me, I'm pretty organized. My house is like neat. I have stuff away. I know where things go. I'm not just like, if I come home from somewhere, I don't just toss my keys aside or whatever. I know where they are. I know where my phone is. Like I generally have it in the same area. My ex started moving things and I didn't know for a long time. So all of a sudden I was going to go out and my keys weren't where they should be. You know, I don't know how this happened because I keep my keys in my purse. So like they should just be in my purse. They were not there, you know, and then I'm looking around. I'm like, did I put them on the counter? What happened? Then I would eventually say to my ex, have you seen my keys? And then this is when he would start talking to the kids. He would always bring the kids into it because he wanted to make me look bad in front of as many people as possible, so the whole household. So he would say to the kids, oh, guys, mommy lost her keys again. You lost your keys? Sharon, how could you lose your keys? You're always losing your keys. What is happening to you? Do you have like Alzheimer's? I mean, he would say this, and then I'd be thinking to myself, do I? I don't know. Where are my keys? I'd be so confused. I'd be looking all over for them. I know today, and this is so ridiculous, because this is what happens. You're like brainwashed. You're not thinking clearly. If I'm married to a good man, all right, and I said to him, have you seen my keys? Like, what would a good man do? Like, what would you do? I would, if this happened to me, I'd be like, oh, no, I haven't. Let me help you look for them. Where could they be? You know, not him. Guys, mommy lost her keys again. And then he would have like this name for it. He would call it like mummied it. Oh, mommy mummied her keys. Or if the kids misplaced something, which he probably hid it. I mean, I don't know, maybe. And he would say, did you mummy this? This is what he did. It was to make me feel bad. And it did. It worked. You know, there were 2 of me in the relationship. Like, there's 3 of me. There was the me before the narcissistic relationship who was relatively happy, confident, stable. There was me during the relationship where I became literally a shell of the person that I used to be. And then there's the person that I am now after the relationship where I'm regaining my confidence. And I want to encourage everybody, if you are in a narcissistic relationship and you think, all right, this is who I am now. I'm not a person anymore. I can never be happy again. I can never be confident again. I'm just ruined forever. It's not true. You will get out. Narcissism is, it's almost like you have like this wet blanket on you. You know, you feel like you're just covered and you can't get it off you. You can get free. You can feel better. The person that I am today is a completely different person. For a long time, in the middle of my relationship with my ex, oh my gosh, I didn't have any confidence. I didn't have any friends. I had no life. I was this shy, scared shell of a person. I was a complete isolated victim. Thank God I was woken up by God. I mean, he really helped me get out of this relationship. And now I feel like I'm at home. I'm comfortable in my own skin again. That wasn't how I was in the relationship. I was uncomfortable. I was miserable. I didn't like the way that I felt. But it was almost like if you gained, say, 10 pounds over a year, you don't know what's happening. If you gain 10 pounds in a month, you would notice this. But, you gain a pound or two in January and then another pound in March, so on. Eventually, you'll realize, geez, my pants are awfully tight. This is what happens with narcissistic relationships. One day you realize, geez, I just don't feel like myself, but you don't notice it every day. This is all deliberate. Narcissists know what they're doing. They don't throw it on you quickly. It's a little bit here, a little bit there, and they gradually get you under their control. That's what gaslighting is. So if this is happening to you, you are almost certainly in a narcissistic relationship, or at the very least, you are not in a relationship with somebody who really cares about you. The second sign I'm going to talk about is that they pick on you constantly. Now, this actually didn't happen to me in my marriage, really. During my marriage, my ex was not the type of person to pick on me for my appearance, my weight, anything like that. But I did get that when I was growing up. I don't generally talk about my childhood in my videos, but I also grew up in a narcissistic home, which I think is probably why I ended up with a narcissist in my marriage. But regardless, my ex is a covert narcissist. So I don't know if it's because he was a covert narcissist or he just wouldn't dare go there with me, but it really wasn't something that happened in my marriage, but it was something that happened when I was growing up. One of my first memories actually as a child is watching my father weigh my mother. He was very conscious about weight. And this could be an overt narcissist thing, because I know overt narcissists, which my father is, they're very appearance conscious. So for my father, he was always worried about weight with women, particularly. So he wanted my mother to be as thin as possible. I mean, I grew up hearing how fat my mother was. My mother's not fat, but he was always telling her she was overweight. I mean, she used to cut the sizes out of her clothing. This is how I grew up. So so it's no surprise that when I was growing up this way, ended up really skinny and with an eating disorder. I was anorexic when I was in my teens because I couldn't eat. Like I was just afraid to eat. I wanted to be as thin as possible because I always heard how horrible it is to be overweight. It's like the worst thing ever. When I got pregnant, so I'm a married woman, I got pregnant. When I got pregnant with my daughter, I weighed 95 pounds. The day I gave birth to her, I weighed 130 pounds. So I gained 35 pounds when I was pregnant. Throughout the pregnancy, my doctor kept telling me, you got to gain more weight, you got to gain more weight. And that was the most horrifying thing to me. The thought of gaining weight, no, I just refused. I wouldn't do it. She really wanted me to put on weight and I refused to do it. So this is my doctor telling me this, right? I knew I'm like 5'3", weighing 130 pounds is what a lot of people weigh when they are 5'3" and they're not pregnant. I know this, I'm aware of this, but I felt huge. And then my father started commenting on it. He would say, wow, you really got big with this pregnancy. Now, still, I'm a married woman, I'm still hearing this. This is what narcissists do. They don't care. They'll just say anything. It doesn't matter. So for me, I refused to put on more weight. I just wouldn't do it. I have my navel pierced and my doctor was like, why are you still wearing this navel ring? You should be gaining enough weight that you have to take that out. This is what I'm hearing from my doctor, but there is no way I was going to gain any more weight than I had to. I weighed myself every single day when I was pregnant with my daughter. This is what happened. This happens to you from when you're a child, and it affects you as an adult. It really does. It can really be a problem. So if this is you, it's not okay. People shouldn't be saying this to you. Same thing happened. My father-in-law doesn't say anything to me, but he does to his wife. So we'd be eating dinner with my in-laws, and then he would say to her, we're at the table with the kids and everything, and he'd be saying to the kids, don't you think your grandmother looks ugly today? And he would try to encourage my kids to tell their grandmother that she was ugly. It was always like, oh, you have a dog face. He's saying these types of things part of the reason that my ex and I stopped hanging out with his parents is because I couldn't stand my kids to be around that. It really bothered me. So we stopped having dinners and going out with them and things like that because they could not stand that. I couldn't stand that. And my ex wouldn't say anything to his father. He wouldn't confront his father. So I was like, I'm not going to eat dinner with him. I'm not going to go over to the house. I'm just not going to do it if you can't say anything to your father. I would try to say some things. So we would be at the table, say, and he would be saying, encouraging the kids to tell their grandmother that she was ugly. And I would say, you can't do that. Guys, that's very rude. You wouldn't want to talk like that about somebody. But that was like really all I did. Now I realize I should have just left, but I didn't because I was in the middle of the relationship. I was lucky, frankly, that I even said anything. But this is what happened, So my ex was probably so used to it growing up that way that for him it was normal. But it's not normal. It's not normal for this to happen. This isn't okay. It's not healthy. So if this is happening to you, if somebody, the person that you're with, whether it's your parent, whether it's your spouse, whoever is cutting you down for the way that you look, that isn't normal. That's ridiculous and it's mean. It's bullying. That's really what it is. It affects people drastically. So if this is you, this is another sign of narcissism. The third sign I'm going to talk about is that narcissists are exploitive of others for personal gain. They always are using other people. Narcissists don't believe that they should be able to get ahead on their own or that that's something that's admirable. They look at that as what suckers would do. For a narcissist, they exploit other people. Now, my ex was really good at exploiting his parents. He would get into all types of trouble. And he's a grown man, and he would ask his parents for money. I would never in a million years, I can't, even if I was, oh my gosh, if I was about to lose my home, I wouldn't ask my parents for money. My ex would ask his parents for money all the time. This was actually a big problem in our marriage because I started really losing respect for him because I just couldn't have respect for somebody that did this. It's one thing, like I have kids, so I get it if I wanted to give my kids something, if my kids were married, say, and I wanted to give them something, I wanted to buy them something, well, maybe that would be okay if this is something I really wanted to do. But to have your kids ask you, my kids are 35 years old, and they're saying, Mom, I charged up too many credit cards. Can you help me out? I mean, that, that's just wrong. It's not right. I feel like if my kids did that, I would feel like I raised them wrong. I just would. He did this all the time, and he didn't care, and I remember one time, after we had our son, my in-laws came over to the house and the baby was 2 days old and they were holding him and they were talking. They were like, oh, we love it when you guys have babies. Oh, you have the beautiful babies. I want you to have another baby. And my ex said to me, oh yeah, what, my parents want us to have another baby. So, I'm going to tell them, give us $100,000 and we'll have another baby. I thought what the hell? Like, it was so weird when he said that. And at the time I was, what? Like, I didn't know, like, I just had the baby. So I'm thinking, am I delusional here? Is he serious? I think he was serious. This is how he looked. He was always trying to get an advantage for himself. He was not a family man. He was not a father. He was not a husband. He was a con artist. That is exactly what a narcissist is every single day, and if you open your eyes and you see this and you notice this, this is a sign of narcissism. Number 4, you feel alone. So you're in a relationship with somebody, but you feel alone. This is a problem that I deal with even to this day. Yesterday, I had a really, really rough day. It was just a bad day, a lot of bad things. It's weird. I'm having a lot of good things happen to me and a lot of bad things happen to me at the same time. So trying to be real on my videos, I'll just tell you, I have these 2 dogs. I have 2 Bichon Frises. They're my babies. And one of them is having some problems. And I kept taking him to the doctor to try to find out what the problem is. And I found out 2 weeks ago that he has cancer. So I really had a rough day because I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to get through this? He's my baby. I was having a rough day. I was feeling down, like really down about it. And I isolated myself. I have a really good friend, my best friend, and he's my heart and soul. And he's there for me all the time. And I didn't go to him. And it hurt him. It upset him that I didn't go to him. And the thing is, and I talked to him later and he understood, but the thing that I need to realize, and this is for all of us who have been in these types of relationships or who are in this type of relationship, it affects you. I was with my ex for 20 years. I was used to being alone, to dealing with everything alone. I didn't have somebody to help me. I didn't have a support. If something went wrong, I was alone. And that was just something that I got used to. So yesterday, when I was having a really bad day, I was really upset. My dog wasn't having a good day. So I wasn't having a good day. And the reality of what's happening hit me. And it's been a rough year for me. Since last August, I've had 2 pets that I love die. 2 pets that I love. Well, some of you know I had a rabbit die recently. I had another pet die last August. 2 friends that I love very much died. And now my dog is dying. And it's been very, very difficult. At the same time, I've had tremendous blessings. And one of the blessings that I have is this friend, my best friend. I love him dearly. And I hurt him because he didn't understand why I didn't go to him, why I didn't call him, why I didn't reach out. And it's because I'm just so used to being alone. I know I don't have to be anymore, but it takes time to understand this. And thank God he gets it. He knows. I would never want to hurt him. I would never want to hurt anybody that I love. But this is what happened. You're so used to being alone. You're in a relationship with somebody, and you think you're in a relationship with somebody, so you have somebody there all the time. If something goes wrong, somebody will be there for you. That person will comfort you, support you. That isn't reality when you're in a relationship with a narcissist. It just isn't. And you get used to it if you're in a relationship with somebody like this for a long time. So if this is you, if you are with somebody, you're married, but you have to handle all problems by yourself. You can't go to the person. If you do go to the person, they're going to ignore you. That isn't normal. It's not right. It's incredibly unhealthy. It's a sign of narcissism. The last sign that I'm going to talk about is that a narcissist, what they say and what they do are 2 very different things. Their words and their actions don't connect. I've said this in other videos, and it's so crucial to understand this. Words really mean nothing. It's all actions. I mean, words mean, I guess I shouldn't say words mean nothing. Words do mean things when they're backed up by actions. If words are not backed up by actions, they're meaningless. I could say anything, you could say anything. Words are just words. They're easy to say. You know, I could sit here and tell you, oh my gosh, guess what? I just won the lottery and I am marrying Prince Charming and I have a white stallion in my backyard and whatever. You know, you could say anything. It doesn't matter what you say. It's the evidence of it, what backs it up. If words are not backed up by actions, they mean nothing. They really don't. So a narcissist, if they're backed into a corner, they'll say anything. Because remember, narcissists are liars. They don't care. Nothing bothers them. It doesn't bother them to lie. Like, it would bother me to lie. I am not a liar. I don't like lying. So it would be very unlikely that I would lie to you about something. My ex or other narcissists, they don't have such issues. Lying comes natural. Lying's a good thing. Lying gets you what you want is the way that they look at it. So if they feel like you might leave them or something might happen that isn't to their benefit, they'll lie to get out of it. So you'll hear your narcissist say things to you such as, I'm sorry, I'm going to change. It's going to be different. You'll see. I'm never going to do that again. If they're a narcissist, they will do it again. You will end up giving this person chance after chance after chance. And narcissists really get away with their abuse for a long period of time because people that aren't narcissists can't fathom the evilness of a narcissist. It's not until you've been in this relationship for long enough that you realize, you know what? This person is actually a complete liar and fraud. Thank God I've woken up and I see this. And I know a lot of you as well, you know, you're probably watching this channel for that exact reason. You know, people watch these types of channels when they're coming out of narcissistic relationships, when they're realizing that they are in a narcissistic relationship and they're trying to understand this person. So often people that are in these relationships or were in these relationships are complete experts on narcissism after a period of time because you are so absorbed with learning about narcissism because you cannot believe it. It is the shock of your life. So narcissists will tell you anything. You know, things are always going to change, but they never do. If you want to give somebody a second chance, I'm all for it. That's great. That's fine. But if you're giving somebody more than a second chance, the reality is they're probably not going to change. And if you're giving somebody their 12th, 13th, 14th, 600th chance, they're definitely not going to change. Narcissists are set in their ways, and I know people have such hope that they're going to change. The reason you have hope that they're going to change is because you know from your own experience that change is possible. But what you forget is that change is possible for people who are committed to it, not people who are telling you they're going to change. I could tell you anything. I could tell you, you know what? Guess what? I'm going to start training for a marathon. I'm going to run in the Boston Marathon next year. But if I never get up off my butt and start training, I'm not running in the marathon. I could tell you this, but if I never do anything, it's not happening. This is what a narcissist is doing. They're going to be the best they're going to be the best husband, the best wife. They're going to change. They're going to stop drinking. They're stop going to doing drugs. They're going to stop charging on credit cards. They're going to stop doing this. They never do it. It only goes as far as them telling you it. That's it. That's like me telling you, I'm going to run the marathon. I don't jog ever. So there's no way I'm going to be in the marathon next year. I can tell you this, a narcissist can tell you this, but this is as far as it goes. So these are an additional 5 signs that you are with a narcissist. The truth about being in a relationship with a narcissist is that it will destroy you eventually. Narcissistic relationships are based on cruelty, abuse, and evil. Truly, I know it sounds extreme to say that you're with somebody who's evil, but I don't know any other way to explain it. The absolute devastation that these people inflict on your life can be described as nothing less than pure evil. They don't have a conscience. Narcissists truly are the bad people in society, and it's scary to think that you are or were married to somebody like this. But really, the key to success is to view all challenges and adversities as opportunities for growth. The best things in life don't come easily, but there is always a way. I have learned this. I know that it's true. If you have a dream, if you want to accomplish something, keep going. Even when you have a bad day. Like I told you, yesterday was a really bad day. I had a really, really bad day. And when I have a bad day, what I tend to do is I isolate in my room. My best friend called me and he's like, "Where are you right now?" And I said, "I'm in my room." He's like, "I knew that's where you were going to be." Because that's what I do. I go in my room or I go in my bathroom and I cry. And that's what I do. I stay away from everybody else. I'm just used to it. And I really was upset yesterday, and thank God this person was so amazing and helped me out big time. And I love you. I love him for that so much. I know he's listening right now, and I love you and thank you. Thank you so much. Learn from this. I'm going to be better. I'm going to reach out next time. All of us can do that. All of us can change and be better people and change the way that we were programmed to be. Life is about change. Life is about being the best person that you can be, because life can be very fleeting. It can be very short. One of the reasons I got Bichon Frises is because they live a long time, 17 or 18 years. And my little dog is 12 years old. He just turned 12 on May 1st. And I'm looking at, I don't know how much time I have left with him. The doctor told me that it was going to be 4 to 6 months from when he when he first got the cancer. I first started noticing symptoms in February, so I don't know. Could be a devastating summer. I hope not. I have hope that things will get better, but I don't know if that's false hope or if I'm just in denial. I don't know. But life can be tragic, but life can also be beautiful. I was freed from a narcissistic relationship, and I'm very blessed for that. We all can be blessed in life. You just have to remember, you have to take part in your own growth. It's not just going to happen. You're not going to have a miracle bestowed on you and tomorrow you're going to wake up a happy, confident person. A crisis can be transformative, but once you know, you have to take control. Life can come at you hard. I know this from experience, but I also know that there's goodness and beauty in the world, and you have to look towards the goodness. You have to look towards the beauty. There are so many people I know who have overcome such tragedy to have beautiful lives, and that's what I'm going for, and I hope that you are going for that too. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm really grateful for everybody who watches my channel. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment. I always like to read everybody's comments, and I reply to all comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. If all goes well, I will see you on Friday, and I hope everybody has a wonderful, blessed day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.